Unicorns and glitter and taxidermy critters are just some of the things they like. They also enjoy 80s hair bands, Grizzly Adams and John Goodman, so if you think that's weird, then you can take a hike. But the things they enjoy the most are making art and cracking jokes, so without further ado, here are your hosts. You've got your two artsy gals, your two artsy gals. Here are your two artsy gals.
Hey listeners, it is late Sunday night. Actually, it's Monday morning because I was going to have this up way sooner and then I got sucked into the Grammys because I wanted to see the Prince tribute that Bruno Mars did. It was awesome, but it was at the end of the friggin' show, of course. So anyway, here I am now recording this little bit, which is all I had left to do before I posted. Actually, that's not true. I still have to do the blog post. Anyway, this episode, I don't know. I feel kind of weird about it, but I'm going to post it anyway. And I think it's because there's all kinds of crazy political shit going on right now in our world. And it's just overwhelming and we're all tired of it. And we're all feeling extra fucking sensitive. But really, I'm just tired of apologizing for the stuff I say and do. So you guys know that I never say anything intentionally being a jerk or being exclusionary or anything like that. So I'm not going to apologize anymore. We did an episode about protest art because protest art is an important part of our culture as a country. And it is really cool. And we thought that you guys might enjoy it. I feel like I might have gotten a little bit preachy when I was talking about the importance of protest. But anyway, see, here I am fucking explaining again. Oh well, I'm just going to post the episode and you guys are going to like it or not. So, fuck it. We mentioned in the end of the episode that we are going to be having a Facebook group for the podcast because we want to be able to interact with you listeners and we want you to be able to interact more, and Facebook fan pages kind of limit how many of our listeners see what we do and how our listeners get to interact with each other. So I am working on that now. It will be up probably midweek. Right now I'm kind of tweaking a few things because, we have to come up with rules and regulations and shit. So be on the lookout for that. Because not everybody gets to see all of the stuff on our Facebook fan page, make sure you physically go check the fan page because Facebook won't let it come up in your newsfeed unless you choose to see that first. And I don't even want to explain how to do that. So just check. And we will let you know for sure when it's up by next week's episode. But watch the Facebook page. Anyway, we're coming up with some new ways to support the show. We're going to be rolling some things out between now and our 3rd anniversary, which I cannot freaking believe is coming up. But we're going to try to bigger and better some shit. So right now, there are a few ways that you can support us and help us keep the podcast going. One is to donate money to the podcast. You can do that by going to our website, twoartsygals.com, and clicking on the donate button. And you can donate a one-time donation, or you can set it up to donate monthly. Any amount would be great. Any amount helps. We don't really make any money from the podcast right now, so we kind of have to pay for stuff out of pocket. Someday, I very much hope to not have to ask that anymore. You can also support us by going to our wish list on Amazon, which you can also access through twoartsygals.com, and you can buy us one of the awesome things on the wish list, and then we will talk about it on the show. You can also support us just by spreading the word about our podcast. We understand that not everybody can donate to podcasts monetarily. I, myself, listen to many, and if I just can't donate to all the ones I listen to. We get it, man. So just tell your friends about us. Talk about us on social media. Share us. Speaking of social media, we are on social medias. Of course, we have our Facebook page. You can follow us there. We post interesting stuff. We post articles sometimes. We link cool things. Sometimes we just post silly shit, but mostly we let you know when new episodes are up and if we have anything new planned. You can also follow us on Instagram and on the Twitter. And we have a Pinterest, and that is pretty active because we have a board for almost every episode. Like any episode that we do that has visual stuff to it, you can be guaranteed there is an episode, a page for it. We love hearing from you guys. So you can email us at tworcgals@gmail.com. You can email us with questions or comments about the show. If you would rather talk to us directly, you can call us at 503-395-7190 and leave us a message. If you leave us a voicemail, we'll play it on the show. Anyway, I think that's everything for today. And enjoy the show. Hey everybody, this is Katie.
And this is Lonnie.
And you're listening to Two Artsy Gals.
Yay!
I think we're kind of low energy today.
Oh God,
I
so
just
sorry.
realized we're low energy. I don't know. I'm not feeling super awesome. Is my eye still super red? Like
No.
super bloodshot? I'm having like Ramsay Hunt syndrome issues on the side of my face today. And my eye gets really fucking dry and hurty. And it was like somebody fucking stuck a cherry where my eye should be this morning when I got up. It was horrible. I was like,
scary.
oh my God.
Yeah.
And then it just hurts. So if I sound funny, like if I slur a few things or make weird words, it's because my mouth is my paralysis gets a little worse on that side.
Aw, man.
Yeah. And I'm tired. And I'm actually cracking up right now watching my insane cat try her best.
So cute.
She's being adorable. She's trying to lull Lonnie into complacency so she can go over there
and get the shit
and pat
scratched
her
out of me.
belly, and then she'll be like, "So good."
She would shoot. Yeah, she would probably shred both of my arms with a quickness.
Oh well, now she's just gonna emergency butt licking.
Oops.
Whoa.
Nope.
Except for that she can't reach her butt. So it's emergency fat pad that hangs over my butt licking is what she's doing.
Cats are so weird.
Kurt and I were eating dinner last night, and I just caught movement out of the corner of my eye. And you know the chair that sits beside our couch in front of the sliding door, that little weird one? She was sitting there because that's where she hangs out. Because, all the cat hairs on it.
Yeah.
You know that's her chair. She has like both legs spread, like way up over her head. And she's like lifting her fat roll with her paws, like trying her best to lick her little coochie while we're eating dinner. And I said, Jesus. Dinner time entertainment show? And Kurt's like, oh God. He threw something out. He's like, Kitty, go do that somewhere else.
Oh God.
They're so disgusting.
They are kind of gross.
It's a good thing they're cute because they're fucking gross creatures.
Yeah.
What have you been doing today? We've been having torrential rain pour.
Ooh,
We had the craziest downpour ever.
Complete darkness. I swear that's part of my problem is, just
Hello,
lack of
darkness,
light.
my
I know.
friend.
Like, oh, the gaslighting is working. I'm going mad. Ah! But yeah.
I don't know what just happened. Hold on.
She actually inhaled.
No, I'm just kidding. I felt that's what it felt like. I'm choking on air for no apparent reason. Now the kitty's coming to make sure I'm okay. So, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I wasted all of our pre-game banter bitching at you while I was getting the recording stuff set up. Because I was like,
Oh. Man.
Yeah. So, we're re-recording our episode from last week that was gone. I was going to... I opened Audacity up to edit this episode. And I opened Audacity. I opened the episode and usually it takes a couple minutes for the little... You see this, what you're looking at? Like the little wavy lines come up. And and then I start doing my thing. And the wavy lines didn't come up. Like the file opened and I'm like... Well, that's weird. So I closed it and I closed down on Audacity. And then I opened everything up again and I opened that file. Same thing. So when you save an Audacity file, you have like the Audacity file and it has a data folder attached to it. And it usually has like 4 or 5 different files for I don't know what the fuck all is in there. I opened that and there's nothing in it.
Huh.
So I don't know what happened to it.
Weird.
Like, I saved it.
And it's kind of funny that the software is called Audacity.
Yeah. The audacity to
I know,
fuck
I
me
had a
over.
brain.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it upset me a lot. I was bummed out. Because that was like, I just wonder if maybe, like, because we were leaving to go to
Adam
Ant.
Ant.
Oh, we should update on that. Yeah, we were leaving to go to Adam Ant that night. So maybe I didn't save it correctly. Like, I don't know.
I was really excited.
We were pretty jazzed. I was like,
super
geeking
hyper,
out.
really excited. Yeah.
We should tell them how fucking awesome that show was.
Oh my God. He put on a great
He
show.
was like, it was like it was like the 80s.
Yeah.
Like he is still sexy.
Yeah.
He is still super sexy.
Yeah.
And that thing that he does, when
Yeah, he was
I don't
making
even
this.
know what the
No,
fuck that
I know.
was.
Yeah.
I was like, hello, you can
yeah.
do that all over me right now.
Yeah,
Like,
it was so funny when he took off his jacket and I was like, take it off.
I know,
And the
it's
girl
like-
in front of me was like, turns around, she goes, he is sexy as hell. And I
know.
was like, I know. We were all just like,
I think that the guy, he never said what magazine he was from. He's from an
I
online
saw his
magazine.
article.
Did you?
Oh, shit.
You have to forward it to me.
Vortex or something.
Was that
or-
him?
He was from some online magazine.
Yeah. Anyway, I think he was fangirling as hard as we were.
It was fun
He
to
was
meet
like,
someone
we had an
else.
awesome
that was
conversation.
yeah.
Actually, we had an awesome
old
conversation with him.
Portlander.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because
like,
he was like, city nightclub, blah, blah, blah. We're talking about all the fucking old haunts. And he was like, yeah. And then
That
we were
was
like,
cool.
fuck new people in this town. Because we had a little, like, old
Mm-hmm.
school Portland moment over in our corner. We were having a good time.
I can't remember what I said that made that girl laugh and then give me a high
You
five.
were fucking fanning yourself.
Oh, I was like, calm down. Calm down. I told myself to
Lonnie
calm
was
down.
like fucking woo. There was some heat coming off her. She was excited, and the
Oh,
girl
so
just
funny.
fucking died. But it was great. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was really
He
fun.
did so. Like it sounded awesome,
Yeah.
except for that I'm old and I can't hear anymore. So when he was talking, I had no idea what the fuck
I
he
know.
was
Yeah,
saying.
and he has an
because
accent.
He has an
yeah.
accent, and he's some British people tend to be a little bit mumbly sometimes.
Yeah.
So he was a little mumbly, and I have 44-year-old ears that are, and I'm kind of deaf in one. So there's that. But the band that opened for them, I want to
Yes.
say the Clam Skanks.
Yeah, they were so fun.
They're
Yeah.
so much fun. You guys
Yeah.
should definitely look them up.
Mhm.
They're great. Glam Skanks. What
Bunch
else can you
of
say?
cool young feminists.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They're so young.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't tell when they're on the stage.
No, it was so weird how
And then when
different
we were
they
like,
looked up
oh,
close.
they're like taking autographs or doing, meeting people and getting pictures taken. And I said, do you want to go over and like say hi? And I wanted to look at their merch booth anyway. And then I looked at them and I looked at Lonnie and I said, oh my God, they're babies.
Yeah.
Like they're young.
Yeah.
Young.
Yeah.
So then I felt dumb being like a 44-year-old woman
Yeah.
waiting in line to so we left. But
Yeah.
but one of them is following me on Instagram now.
Oh, cool.
So because I followed them, and the little bassist chick, but they were good. It was good music. They had a super good stage presence.
They did
They
a
were-
little protest art.
They did. I was going.
They had the
pee.
sign with the fist.
I know, and I was in the bathroom
and
when
they
that
did a song
happened.
about badass bitches.
They did, and I missed.
It was
I was
pretty
emptying
cool.
my badass bladder when that song happened because I was like, oh, sometimes I forget to pee before things start, and I should always remind myself to do that.
No, I had to go so bad at the end, but I
Oh
was
my
like,
God, Lonnie's
no,
like, I
I'm
have
not
to pee.
leaving.
I have to pee. I'm like, it's almost over. It's
I know,
almost
I
over.
can't. And then they did an encore.
Yeah.
I was just like, ah.
Do you know what I get worried about when that happens? Okay, every woman who listens to this who has I'm going to say 35, just because that's about the age it really started for me. I mean, it started after having a kid, but they know and will sympathize when I say when my bladder's full and I cheer at a concert, a little pee happens.
yeah.
I'm just as a thing. I get so excited, I literally just go, psst. My mom calls it spritzing.
Yeah.
Because she says it's more ladylike than just saying you pee a little. She's like, dear, we call that spritzing. It's more ladylike. I'm like, oh my God. totally sidebar. I'm all over the place now. My mom
You're
called.
spritzing?
No, my mom called me a little while ago to get my recipe for snickerdoodles because my recipe tastes better than her recipe.
Yeah, they looked good.
And I was reading it. I'm like, and then you use like 3 tablespoons of sugar and 3 teaspoons of cinnamon to roll your balls around it. And she goes, she's like, it's like I was talking to Beavis and Butthead. And I'm like, are you laughing because I said roll your balls around in it? And she goes, yeah. Which I would laugh at, but it's funny to hear my mom laugh at that because,
Yeah.
just
Oh, I know. We've been watching this cheesy show, The Wall, the game show that Chris Hardwick is doing. And they're always talking about balls. It's all about balls. Green balls, red balls, white balls. I'm just like, balls. Like, I can't.
I just have to ask you, does he live deeply embedded in your spank bank too?
Oh my gosh, he is so cute.
Oh my god, hello, Chris Hardwick.
He's just so funny, and he keeps getting
I
funnier.
make jokes about his Hardwick. That's how disgusting I am.
And I love following him on Facebook. His pictures are so adorable, and he and his wife are cute. I don't know.
They're all adorable.
Yeah, it's
God
good stuff.
I'm not feeling very adorable lately.
I'm not.
I feel old. It's so dry from like the heat being on for months on end. I feel like my fucking face is gonna chip off. I don't have any makeup
on right now, so I'm like,
have you got your electric bill for January yet?
Oh yeah.
It was
Scott didn't
not
show it
pretty.
to me, but he said it was bad.
It's bad.
And he was kind of blaming Colin and I for turning the heating pad on for the kitty. And I was like,
below freezing.
And I turned
for
on
9 fucking days.
I did. I put a heating pad under the kitty's bed that's outside.
That heating pad is not
what it was.
Making
no,
because
then I said, I was like, in the Portland Moms group, someone's like, holy crap, I just got my electric bill. And it's like 3 times what it usually is.
I feel like
everybody chimed
PG&E
in.
is surge pricing us.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Because everybody has said the same thing.
Yeah.
And even in Vancouver, we're on it's Pacific Power or something.
Yeah.
But what the heck?
I know. I opened it up and I was like, oh no. And we hadn't actually paid our December bill yet because we missed... Like, we had days, like, when my husband closes his barbershop, that's it.
I know, and so many people missed work during this time, and, like...
Yeah, for the first time in a long time, I had to call and, like, make arrangements. They gave us till March 22nd to pay it, but still.
You are not the only one.
No, I was like, well, and I tried to get, like, assistance with our utility assistance. There is none available because it's all been used.
Yeah. God. And I saw one of the moms posted in that group that they were on vacation, so they were gone for like 2 weeks with everything off, and still her bill was like triple, and that doesn't make any sense. Like, something. No,
I think they are gonna get in trouble because they're being assholes,
and everyone's hopefully gonna get a refund of some kind.
Give them a refund upside the head with my
free electricity for
penis.
Life. Yeah.
Right?
I don't know.
Anyway, we are redoing the awesome episode that we did last week.
Yep.
Not quite with the same level of energy because it was pre-Adam Ant Day, and we were...
I think that took a lot out of me too. I think I'm still recovering.
Dude, I'm still recovering.
I gave a lot of spoons to Adamant or whatever.
Yeah, and then we went to fucking...
Holman's?
We went to Holman's afterwards, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Although I feel like we were like the weird, loud old ladies in the corner because I think
that
yelling.
Our server liked us.
She did, but
she was nice.
Did you notice? Okay, I'm not.
I had my back to everybody.
I'm not making. See, I was
anything.
watching the room.
Okay.
There were like 4 or 5 couples on the side that we were in, and they all looked exactly the same.
All
the
glasses.
girls had the long hair. They all had the heavy glasses. The guys had their little like weird hipster facial hairdo, and they were all drinking Tall Boys or Rainier.
Oh, that's the new thing.
Is that?
Yeah.
Is PBR not the thing anymore?
Rainier's taken over. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I wish it would stop because all my brain does is go Rainier beer. Do you remember those commercials?
I thought for a while it was going to be the champagne of beers, the Miller in a bottle. I know. That's what they serve at Bishop's when you get your haircut.
Drinking something that has a unicorn on it. I don't know what it is. He brought it from Eugene, of course, because it's from Eugene.
I had a yummy beer at that show. A Pelican Brewing
Cream something?
ale. I gotta remember that.
Well,
That was good.
you didn't hear it here, but the next time we go to a show at Revolution Hall, I'm bringing my fucking flask because I'm not drinking goddamn Sailor Jerry's again.
I know, for
It's a
$6.
fucking $6 for Sailor fucking Jerry's.
A little sip.
It's like fucking
all
someone
ice.
douche their butthole out and put it in a bottle. That's what it tastes like. I hate that shit. Hate it.
Damn it.
So I'm just gonna.
Doesn't anybody have Captain Morgan's anymore?
Get my bra flask and order
Yeah.
a big fat diet Pepsi and then put how much alcohol I want in my fucking drink. And
Yeah,
anyway,
why didn't we do that?
They can suck it.
We're gonna do that next time when
We're
we go.
doing that when we go to My Favorite Murder.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to be quiet, but I just let it go. I'm in that mood.
Rebels.
We've been fucking talking for 15
The rebel
minutes.
yell. We're gonna protest more.
I was gonna
more.
say that's a good segue. Speaking of, so now that I'm out of printer ink, I actually did my notes for this episode.
Oh yeah, and we did some preamble about how we're not gonna be political or whatever. Last time
we're not. We're okay. Good. Thank you. What I want to say is we're talking about protest art because
It's a thing.
it's a lot of protests are
thing.
happening lately,
Yeah.
and it's a thing in our culture. And what we are not. We love all of you. That's basically what I'm saying. We're
Yeah.
not going to make this about. Look, we might make a little slip up and make some snide comments once in a while because I think you
Or, I mean,
all.
I will admit that I
fucking-
went to the women's march.
Well,
and I
that's
wore a
what we
pussy
got
hat
the
and
idea for,
yeah,
you know.
so.
But look, this podcast is about acceptance. So that's not what this is about. I just protest art is awesome,
It is,
and we're doing an episode about it.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna try to read this and still speak into my microphone.
7 years ago,
I scratched
somebody
my
who
butt
was
with a butt scratcher. Sorry, I have a pimple on my butt cheek. It's making me want to scoochie around on the floor like a wormy dog.
Those are the worst.
They are. I woke up with it the other day. And I could... Oh my God. Did you see the gross pimple cupcakes I posted?
Yes. Why did you? Who
Does that?
People keep posting those. I've seen them a bunch of
They're
times.
so gross. People don't make food that look like gross things. That's not okay. I would
think my
not
kid
eat
thought
those.
they were cool because she likes to watch that pimple popper lady. I know.
It's disgusting. All right. Before we get into the significance of protest art, I feel like we should refresh ourselves a little bit on the importance of protests and what it actually means to this country.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do a quick rundown. A quick but rare 2 Arts and Gals history lesson. Because you know I don't fucking do that shit. I'm going to move
Yeah,
this
there
a
you
little
go.
bit. There we
Yeah.
go. So, oh my God, I feel like I have a giant boogie.
I don't.
Lonnie is just giving me this look like, what? Get your shit together today. You're
Ready, set, go.
burping. You're
Ready,
itching
set,
your
go.
butt. You're just go. So
She's like a puppy.
I am all over the place today. I told you when you got here. I have brain problems today. I wasn't fucking kidding. You think I make this shit up?
Nope.
Okay, the Boston Tea Party.
Woo!
So this is like, as protests and demonstrations go, probably the first one I remember learning about.
Mm-hmm.
You learn about the Boston Tea Party
Here in America.
in grade school in America.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know anything about Canadian or
Viking protests.
Those would be hot. I got a thing for Vikings.
Yeah.
But yeah, 1773. Protesters gathered in Boston Harbor to reject the latest shipment of tea from the East India Company. They were protesting taxation without representation. The colonies did not have representation in the parliament, and that's what that was all about.
Mm.
And actually, as a result of that, a few short years later, the colonies became the United States of America.
Wow.
And we
yeah.
have the first fucking amendment, which reads, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech, of press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances.
Yeah.
That is why we have the right. I just got chills. That is why we have the right to protest. It is our constitutional right, and it is our duty, because that our country was built on rebellion, It was born of rebellion, and it has become what it is because of rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
So you move forward to women's suffrage, and actually women's suffrage started in the early 20th, like really actually it started around the Revolutionary War time. Women were asking for the right to vote and to be counted as citizens. But honestly, it wasn't until the 20s that we had the right to vote. And this was 41 years after the suffrage. So yeah, after the Seneca Falls Convention of 1848, women began this is when the suffrage movement started. And
a long time.
It took till 1920. The women who started that, Susan B. Anthony, was long gone by the time we were actually able to vote. So, but because of women's suffrage and women who were not only peacefully protesting, but women were beaten, arrested.
Mm-hmm.
It was ugly. But because of those women, we have not only the right to vote, but the right to own property. We are considered human beings with their own autonomy away from their husbands and fathers. We are not owned by anyone. We're allowed to have our own lines of credit, our own checking accounts. Like we couldn't do shit.
That's so weird.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It is weird. Then you go to the labor movement, which also started around the same time as the suffrage movement and carried on throughout. But, we worked in horrible conditions. Mm-hmm. Employers could basically do whatever the fuck they wanted because times were fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
People needed jobs.
Yep.
So they went to work in factories that did not give a fuck about their safety. They worked long hours, no time off. You could get fired for staying home with your sick kid.
Yep.
Like children were left to their own devices because their parents could not stop working. And it is actually this is where the labor union started. And I know like the labor movements, unions are kind of controversial now, but it's because of unions that a lot of this legislation went through, but it's also because of the demonstrations. Mm-hmm. And people standing up and saying, like, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire. If you guys listen to any history podcasts, or if you're interested in history at all, Stuff You Missed in History class has a great episode about the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire. And 149 people died because they didn't have fire escapes. They didn't have adequate entry and exit into the building. They didn't even know how many people were there. People died. And so this really boosted and gave people who were standing up to this and wanting legislation to protect people more wind to their fire. These demonstrations and people that fought for that are why we have 5-day work weeks. We get paid overtime after an 8-hour work day. Your boss can't fire you because your kid's sick and you need to stay at home with your kid and you have no one else to watch them. Like, you get to have a lunch break. You get to have a bathroom break. Like, there are laws saying that your employer can't treat you. And good thing, little kids aren't allowed to work in sweatshops or aren't made to work in sweatshops in the United States.
People won't tolerate being abused and marginalized for very long, and they will stand up. And
and that's what protest is about.
Can't. How can you possibly put up with this shit?
No,
you're just like, I can't put up with this shit anymore.
No, and I don't want to get too wrapped up in it, but I
know now we have the internet to like bring everyone together and make these movements really huge very quickly.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. Like the Women's March, how big it got. Just
oh my
from
God,
one
it was
girl's
so
idea. Like,
overwhelming too.
Yeah.
Like it was enormous.
Yeah. It's like, whoa.
But it was awesome.
Yeah.
The civil rights movement. I'm just going to paraphrase these down here now because I have Lonnie's looking like alarmed. Okay, good. Now I can turn and stop looking at the computer
I
monitor.
didn't need to look alarmed. Sorry.
No, she's looking alarmed like, more? No. March on Washington in 1963 directly resulted in the passage of the Civil Rights Act in 1964. Mm-hmm. Although the anti-war protests of Vietnam the Vietnam era didn't actually end the war. It gave validity. All of these people marching gave validity to the nation's cries, where people before were like, oh, it's just a bunch of fucking hippies. But so many people joining this resistance made our elected officials have to step back and go, oh, it's not just a bunch of radicalized kids being crazy.
Yeah.
You know, gay rights. There were laws in this country that did not allow gay men and women to act gay in public.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't allowed to get together in groups and celebrate and party. And if anyone fucking ever asks you or says, what the hell is up with why do they need a gay pride parade? That's why.
Yeah.
They're a direct result of those laws.
Yes.
And those kind of demonstrations and celebrations have been happening for as long as we've been alive. Like, I mean, and they've now are starting to result in real achievements.
Mm-hmm.
We have same-sex marriage as in our country now.
Yes.
You know, I mean, and wow, it's a civil rights matter, really. I feel like I'm getting preachy now, and I'm trying not to be preachy, but the point I'm trying to make is standing up and voicing your needs as a group and standing up against injustice and being fucking awesome rebels is why the United States is the United States.
Mm-hmm.
We are what we are because of that. And protest is ingrained in who we are as a nation.
Yes. And those protests have incredible art and symbols attached
They
to
do.
them.
And I want to talk about some protest artists before we get really into, because protest art on a fine art level or a performance art level has always been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there are some incredible, just like, sometimes it makes you uncomfortable. I'm going to say that. Sometimes protest art is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's supposed to make you think. It's supposed to make you stand back and go, oh, I get it. You know, it's thought-provoking is what it's supposed to be. Ai Weiwei is how you say his name. I know this week.
Weiwei!
Yeah, so he is he's an active artist now. He's a very famous artist associated with political activism. He uses his art to address the corruption of the Chinese government and their neglect of human rights. Mm-hmm. And some of his more memorable pieces, and I'll put links to websites where you guys can look at these, but one of his more awesome series that he did was of him giving the middle finger to monuments around the world.
Nice.
So he's great. He's done a lot. And he's even got a music video. Like, I'll put up a post. You guys should really look into him. He's great. Peter Pavlinsky. He's a Russian performance artist. He's intense. Like, he's very intense. He does performance art that takes form in extreme acts as political language. He sewed his mouth shut in response to Pussy Riot members being incarcerated.
Wow.
Like, he literally seriously sewed his mouth shut. This is what he did. He wrapped himself naked in barbed wire as a commentary on a series of laws suppressing civic activism and intimidating the population. He nailed his scrotum to the Red Square. And he cut off his earlobe. Like, wow. He's like, this is intensely, that it is performance art. I mean, He's doing it as a protest in front of the masses for people to view. So, I mean, that's pretty intense. I mean, I know most people would be similar like,
to that
whoa.
Monk that caught himself on fire.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, that's hard. I know.
It's a thing. But Banksy, we can't forget Banksy if we're going to talk about protest art, because I think he's probably, people are the most familiar with him worldwide, because he does his art worldwide. And he has a lot of he's inspired a lot of other street artists to do the same thing that he does. So, but you know, I mean, he uses beautiful street art and stunning to spread messages of anti-war, anti-consumerism, anti-fascism, anti-imperialism, like just to make a political statement. And it's all stunning, and also, I mean, I think they kind of know maybe who he is now, but the fact that there's mystery around his true identity, I think makes it even more like people like, ooh, Banksy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. Oops, here's the cat again. I know, I'm getting a little bit nervous because when we were recording the other day, she walked right up and fucking bit the back of my leg.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, you weren't here. Yeah, I made my friend Helen, when we were recording an Awesome Talks episode, Helen she's like, is your cat gonna do that to me? I was like, no, she's just a jerk to me.
Oh.
Pussy Riot.
Yeah.
They're my girls.
Yeah.
I love them.
I do too. I like their music.
Their music is very feminist, and it speaks out against I mean, they're Russian musicians that speak out against the regime. They're awesome. Listen to them.
Yeah.
And they went to prison. They're fucking the real deal.
Yeah. Because they performed in front of a church or something.
Yeah, it was the Cathedral of Christ Savior. It was they were protesting that church supporting Vladimir Putin. Yeah. And his Putin. I keep thinking Putin on the Ritz. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
Putin on the Ritz. But yeah, they called it the Punk Prayer. I actually just bought one of their CDs because
nice.
They're awesome. But I also want to mention throughout history and throughout like, especially in the 60s and the anti-war protests, and before that, during the Depression era and Dust Bowl, we had Woody Guthrie and Pete Seeger, we had Arlo Guthrie, we had Bob Dylan, we had Joan Baez, Country Joe McDonald, like all of these artists that were synonymous with their performance art when they write songs about oppression and righting wrongs. This is protest art.
Yes.
Like the music that you're jamming out to going, yeah, this rocks, is protest art.
Yep.
So, and then my throat hurts so bad now from my air choking. The Gorilla Girls, the Feminist Mask Avengers.
Nice.
They started in the 80s and they did a lot of installations. They went by names of deceased female artists.
Oh, wow.
And they wore gorilla masks and mini skirts. And their mission was to bring focus to gender and racial inequalities in the fine arts.
Awesome.
So,
yes.
because it was really a place for white men to make money. And,
yeah.
And they're still an active group today. And I'll link their website, and they still do shows, and they still do activism, and there are links and how you can get involved and where you can see work done by this group.
Awesome.
So, but anyway, I think that's probably enough of the examples. And I always kind of get stuck in a conundrum when we talk about stuff like this, because it's so hard to talk about something that's a visual.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I guess that's what our blog is for, like what the website's for.
Yeah.
So, but we want to bring it down now to protest art, as in protest signs. Because this is what, like Lonnie said earlier, we did the Women's March and in Portland here. And it was, first of all, probably the best day I've had in...
It was incredible.
Like, I don't even know how long. I was nervous. Lonnie and I think, both have some social anxiety issues. I don't do well in crowds because I have balance issues and movement. My peripheral vision kind of fucks me up.
I also have some physical,
Yeah, it was
limitations a little.
Fucking amazing day.
Yeah.
And everybody helped us. Like, we helped each other. And I think that that's what it was all about. Like, we were all there for each other. I made pussy hats. We wore some of those. Lonnie made capes.
Golden
mine's
capes.
hanging right over there.
Yay.
I'll take a picture of the cape and put it on our blog.
That was fun. Yeah.
It was. And we of course made protest signs. But we saw some really fucking amazing
Oh, so many
protest signs.
I was overwhelmed and in awe.
I was too, and so there's a lot of famous symbolism attached to different movements, and those all come from people making protest signs.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you think of like the peace sign,
Yeah,
started with the 60s anti-war protests. That is still
yep,
a thing that happens today, and people use it in protest sign art. They use it in fine art. Like it is ingrained into our culture.
mm-hmm.
The closed fists is you see used in many, many different instances. One of my favorite ones at the Women's March was the female symbol
Yes,
with the closed fist.
yeah,
That's what the glam skanks had
yeah,
on the stage. The peace sign fingers, people
Mhm.
draw those. It's so funny. I'm doing this all to Stolani. Pink triangle
yes,
has been used in the gay rights movement for, I think I remember seeing it pop up when, well, I became really aware of it when I was old enough to protest back in the early 90s when we were
Mhm.
protesting. Like Portland had this crazy asshole on Mavon
Ugh,
who
yeah.
was trying to get some pretty scary ballot measures passed. And I remember having stickers. Actually, funny story, my mom and my great-grandmother always volunteered for the election board. And my mom always worked every election. That's what my mom did. And I was 19, I think was my first election that I was able to vote in. And that was the year that we voted on ballot measure number 9.
Mhm.
And I had been at a Grateful Dead concert. Like I'd been on following the Grateful Dead with a bunch of friends. And we had stickers made that were like the steal your face, but they had the pink triangle
Nice.
in the middle of them, and they said no on 9. And I walked in wearing that sticker, and I didn't know that you're not actually allowed to do that. You're not supposed to wear things like that into the polls.
Ah.
So I had no idea, and my mom's like, you have to take that off. And I was like, what? Why do I have to take it off? She goes, it's against the law. You can't do that. Nobody. She's like, look, no one has a button on saying who they're going to vote for or what they feel about anything. Take it off. So I put it in my pocket. But then because I was 19 and I was kind of an a-hole, I was like, ugh, and I stuck it on the inside of the booth
Nice.
after I voted. And when my mom got home that night, she goes, look, I know you put that in there because I saw it on you. And I saw you put it in your pocket. Don't fucking do that shit. She was really mad at me because she, it
She
made her
follows the
look
rules.
well, it made her look bad because her daughter was in there being like a rebel a-hole. But also, I should point out that the pink triangle actually was, gay Jews were made to wear the pink triangle by Adolf Hitler in death camps.
Oh,
That's
really?
where that originated.
Whoa.
So that is has a much deeper meaning.
yeah.
There was a movie that I watched in the 80s. My mom let us watch some fucked up shit. I
Yeah.
don't remember what it was, but I do remember it had to do with Jews being gathered up for the death camps, and these women were gay, and it was awful. I don't remember what it was. That, and then there was another one about nuclear Holocaust, like the day after, that my mom also let. That was
that one,
fucking
yeah.
traumatizing. Like I don't know what she was doing.
I snuck and watched that. There's just the commercials alone.
Did you have
scared the
nightmares?
shit
Because
about-
I had
yeah.
fucking
Oh, I
nightmares.
had really horrible nightmares. Actually, I thought I died one night because I was having a nightmare that there was a nuclear war.
I love you so much.
And
Lonnie.
then in the dream, as soon as the bomb hit, I had a little nightlight. My nightlight went out at the same time. And sometimes when a bulb goes out, you hear the ting.
Yeah.
And so it was like ting, and I opened my eyes and it was dark. And I was like, I'm dead. And I was like, ran downstairs screaming to my mom. I'm like, we're dead. And she's like, what? What are you talking about? I'm like, oh, okay, good.
We were
I'm glad
kind of
we're
the
not
same
dead.
kid.
Ugh, I was freaked out.
That scared me. Like
Yeah.
it's still, if I think about that movie too much, I feel as traumatized by it now as I
Yeah.
was then.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's talk about something nicer.
I know, sorry.
No, I was the one that brought it up. But
Anxiety as a
yeah.
child.
so anyway, and also there are some other the one thing that we talked about last time, because it popped up when I was looking at stuff on the screen, was the AIDS awareness sign.
Yes.
It has like it's 3 yellow figures are like doing see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil on the red and blue background. And that's always, you see that and you know AIDS awareness, that's what it is. Or the rainbow flag, you know that's for gay rights. And so I think that people don't really realize or stop to think how ingrained these things are in our society. So anyway, how can you make your awesome protest sign? That's what we're talking about now. Because
I use vinyl on mine.
Yeah, Lonnie did better than I did, because I did not consider the fact that it was going to be pissing rain all fucking day. Like torrential downpour style.
Yeah.
My sign did not fare well, guys.
It was pretty funny, though. We were coated in colorful rain.
It rained down on us, because not only did I didn't waterproof it at all. I didn't realize I bought washable markers. Those are the markers that I used.
They're really cool.
They're really cool. And
Yeah.
there's like a different color on either end. And they're nice. Like take the lid off. They're nice and big and fat. And they have like a big, they're cool markers. I'm going to send them to my niece, Nola, because, they're washable.
These are cool. Yeah.
But they're washable. I didn't actually read on them that they were washable markers until it was too late. I had already made my signs.
Yeah.
So, but had I not outlined them in Sharpie, like outlined the words, you wouldn't have been able to fucking read anything.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember which one of us, I was like, what did you get on you? Oh, Colin.
Yeah.
Was standing in front of me. I'm like, what the fuck did Colin get on her coat? What is this? And then I was like, wait a minute. Oh, it's my sign. It's dripping rainbow ink all over us. So that is a thing that you need to consider.
Yeah. Maybe think about painting it or using vinyl or
Lonnie's
permanent marker.
And your poster board that you used kind of had that prism. It was kind of a prismatic kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like
and I think it must have had like some plastic involved in that, because yours held up awesome. Is it doing it again?
Yeah.
Run and look out the window.
Okay.
Like seriously, you guys, it is. Oh, am I still recording? Oh no, I am still recording. Is it doing it again? You can just lift the thing up. Yeah, look at my gutter down below. It's insanity, you guys. I'll post the video I filmed of my little stupid gutter. Like, it's raining so hard right now that the water is coming off of my roof so fast it's shooting over the top of our gutter. Like, it's not even hitting the gutter. It's just going off the edge past it. It's nuts. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I like looking at it.
Yeah.
Also, if the dog can look out and see that it's not hellfire raining down on us, it keeps him a little calmer.
Yeah.
It freaked him out earlier. He was like, what the fuck is even happening?
Yeah, it was loud.
It was very loud. So I'm going to close this because now I can't
Buckets.
see. Buckets? Oh, rain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, now I have chocolate rain stuck in my head. That was like a chocolate rain.
Woo!
Hi, kitty.
Oh, yeah. And so my son, and then I just put clear packing tape
Yeah.
around the edges. I made it double-sided, and then it held up.
Yeah,
I was
it did.
kind of amazed.
Speaking
I wasn't
of
sure
clear
that it
packing
would.
tape, that is what I should have done with mine, and that's what most people did
Yeah,
with
I
theirs. Is
noticed
you
that.
just use clear packing tape and start from the bottom.
Yes.
Like I said last week when we recorded this episode,
Yeah.
start from the bottom and work your way up, because then you don't have any edges that are going to catch water coming down.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
makes it like a roof.
That's how they do a roof. Yeah, you
Yeah.
start from the bottom and go up. So the edges are overlapping, and so the flow will go down. I'm not making sense.
You are making sense. I get it.
I'm just
she
so
is
tired
making
right
sense.
now.
She doesn't
Anyway,
even
do it
know.
like that, because then it'll work.
Yeah.
Also, my sign was a little big. And
It was pretty big.
you
It was the
don't
whole piece
think,
of
like,
poster
I
board.
used 2 whole giant pieces of
Yeah.
poster board. What I should have done was split the poster board in half
That's what I did.
and
yeah.
used either side, because you don't really realize that carrying a sign on a stick is going to be as hard as it is.
Yeah, it is.
But your
I know,
arm
I
gets
was-
really fucking tired.
I was almost trying to think of other ways. Like, I like how people use their umbrellas.
Yeah,
and just
people
put-
painted their umbrellas.
Yeah.
There were some cute ones.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, oh, there you go. If you're going to be carrying an umbrella anyway,
Yeah.
make it your sign.
Except for that we Oregonians have this dumb thing about our pride and
Yeah.
umbrellas. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
I saw some comment like, "Oh, you can tell they're shipped in from George Soros because they're using umbrellas."
Yeah,
I'm like,
no.
"Oh my god."
I've not ever. Well, I used to want umbrellas when I was a little kid. But I grew up on the coast. You couldn't have umbrellas down there because they're just going to blow inside out. You need fucking rain gear.
Yeah.
That's what you need down there.
Yeah.
Although I always liked those like the umbrella hats.
Oh yeah, I have one of those somewhere.
Because then you don't have to like.
It's so funny. Yeah.
It is pretty.
I should have worn
Have you seen the umbrellas that have the lightsaber handles?
No.
They're fucking awesome.
Do they light up?
Yes.
Oh.
And it's like it goes straight up and the umbrella, like the whole everything. It's like you're carrying your lightsaber and it has an umbrella on top.
Sweet.
Right?
Man.
Right?
Technology.
I'm singing all of a sudden. Yeah. So yeah, there's that. Make your sign manageable because it did get like thankfully Karina carried mine for me.
Yeah.
Because I can only use one arm because I use my cane. So it's not like I can switch sides when one arm gets tired.
I'm impressed by those women that had the multiple people had to carry a pole for the huge vagina dentata or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like a big puppet kind of thing on poles.
Those were pretty amazing.
Yeah.
They were. And
someone made a uterus balloon that was so cool. It's like, wow. Are the uterus flipping the bird?
Oh, that was my favorite sign of the day. Was like the uterus, but the fallopian tubes would come out, and where your ovaries are, it was like double bird.
Yeah, those were great. I liked that a lot.
There were some really artistic signs.
Yeah.
Like people are artistic. I felt like as a graphic designer, mine should have been more artistic. But sometimes you just gotta slap some words on something. I did. And actually, I was looking at pictures of them the other day, and I'm like, why did I think they looked so bad?
No,
because
they didn't actually look
bad.
Great.
So
yeah.
I think it's just one of those things when you look at something for as long, like you're looking at it for too long, and then you're like, I hate this. I'm dumb.
Because sometimes you don't have time. Like, it's like, oh, we're going to go and we're protesting tomorrow. Like, you know.
Well, and I didn't actually think of what I wanted to write until like the night before. Like, I gave it thought.
Yeah.
Because I think that you need to give it thought. Like, you can't just write, you're a dummy head and I don't like you. Like that's not helpful. Like, and you want it to be clever and...
Someone was talking about how they made a sign that just one side, it just says, this is wrong. Like, no matter what. So it's like a multi-purpose.
Oh, yeah. Then they can just
protest
keep
sign.
It. Yeah.
And then you make something for the other side, you know, whatever it is.
That's some thinking.
This is wrong.
That is some thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I just thought of something else. Oh, I friended the girl on Facebook that made the embroidered sign.
Yes.
It was so beautiful. It was...
Wait, are you talking about the snake with the kitten head?
Yeah.
Got you.
She embroidered the coiled up snake with a kitten head, and then it said, don't Trump on me or something. But that was really cool.
And I love the one, speaking of embroidery, there's the giant fucking embroidery hoop, and it says, what is it? I embroidered this. I'm so mad I embroidered this sign just so I could stab something 30,000 times or something like that. That was pretty cool.
Had like a fist with a needle
and
thread. Yeah.
That's
cool.
Bonnie's sign was cool too.
Mine said, remember where you came from, and it had ovaries and a uterus.
But did she put like the little dot like when you're in the mall? You were here.
You were here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
And
I said, put the us in uterus.
That's cute. And actually what's cool is Wyden and Kennedy did a art show of the protest signs, so they asked people to bring them down. So I was able to bring down my sign and my cape. And I guess it was in the show. I don't know.
That's awesome, though. I
wish that we see it. We were going to Adamant that night.
We were having the vapors over Adamant that night. So,
but when I went in to drop off my sign, I did see some cool ones leaning up against the wall, like a Wonder Woman one, and like just yes.
I hope that some of the bigger like the big costumes and the big crazy things were able to be included.
The big vagina with the teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a lot of costumes of that.
There were so many costumes. And then because there were so many people there, like I didn't even realize there were women dressed as suffragettes.
Yes.
And it wasn't until I saw the pictures on my friend's pin or Instagram that I realized that was my friend Jenna. Because
they looked great.
I didn't get close enough to see her face.
Yeah, it was just like walking by, like, oh, look at them.
I'm
they
like,
look
oh, they look so
cool.
cute, cool costumes.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh fuck, that was Jenna. So, because I think every single woman I know in the city of Portland was there.
Yeah, it was 100,000 or over.
Yeah, I think right around 100,000.
Because it was amazing to see the sea
initial
of people.
estimates were like 30,000,
like
35,000.
Like 30,000 people said they were going, and then it was just
like it was
more than 3 times that.
Like we got down there, we got there at about. Everything was supposed to start at noon. We got there at about 11:30, and we didn't get anywhere near the stage.
No,
actually, we were close to the stage. We were just on the wrong side of it, so we didn't hear anything of the rally.
Yeah,
I just cheered when everybody else cheered because something happened. But yeah, it was crazy.
It was
but
cool.
yeah, so I think we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah,
protest art.
Yeah,
it's a thing. It's awesome. I
think it inspires a lot of stuff.
I think it does.
You know what popped into my head? I know, sorry. I'm tiny sidebar. Game of Thrones. There was when they were acting out, like making fun of the king on stage.
Oh my god!
So like, I bet in medieval times, they would use the puppets, the
creepy puppets and stuff.
Yeah, like to be political and
no, they did. They totally did. That's what are they? What were they
fucking
called?
Puppet show.
The creepy
Punch and Judy.
Yes, Punch and Judy.
Yeah, yes.
Punch and Judy used to give me nightmares when I was a little kid.
I know, me
Punch
too.
And Judy,
but
they fucking scared the shit out of me.
But that's another cool.
That was protest performance art.
Yes.
It really was.
It'd be fun to do.
Like, it's who we are, you guys.
Yeah.
It really is. And no matter what side you're on or
human
what
hearts.
you're fighting for, we are fighters.
And thank God that cows don't protest. That's all I can say.
Right?
We'd be screwed.
Don't make me feel upset about my burgers, Lonnie.
I'm sorry.
You know that's my
I'm sorry.
fucking burger is my favorite thing in the world to eat.
I like burgers too.
Burgers are delicious. I'm gonna lick some beef patties. I just want to, before we leave, let people know that I've been pondering some ideas about ways that we can interact with our listeners more, because I feel like we need to grow our audience and I would like more listener participation. But because the way Facebook fan pages are set up, when I post an announcement or I post the newest episode that we've issued on there, it only gets to about 60 people out of the 240 people that follow our page.
Yeah.
Because Facebook wants us to pay monies for everyone to see it.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that a lot of the podcasts that I listen to lately have Facebook groups. And they all interact very well. And I kind of put a shout out the other day, I think it was yesterday, if people would be interested in that. And I got some positive feedback on that from the people who actually got to see that post. So I am going to be making a 2RC Gals Facebook group where we can interact with each other, and the listeners can talk to us and ask us questions, and listeners can interact between themselves and share their projects and talk about their projects, and we can share our projects and talk about our projects. So look for that this week. I'm going to be doing that.
Yeah, and maybe every once in a while we can have fun events, like a swap or something.
Yeah, we might run a swap. That could be. We're probably going to need some volunteers to do a little bit of, what do you call that?
Admin.
Yeah.
Admin duties.
That's not the word I was thinking of, but yeah, that, to just say, hey, knock it off. Don't be a butthole. I don't think that any of you are going to be buttholes, but you never know. Yeah. A butthole slips in once in a while.
Everybody's got one.
Slips in the butthole. So yeah, we're going to be introducing a few things. I'm working on some stuff. I keep saying that, but it's been a weird month and a half.
It's surreal.
I'm so behind on everything.
I'm just like, fuck it.
Fuck it.
That's what I mean.
That's kind of what I said last week. I was going to post a redo and have find an old one. I was just like, fuck it. I was so upset
the fuck it's
that
so
this didn't
bad.
record right. And I was like, fuck it. fuck it. I'm just going to go cry.
Yep. Your uterus was flipping the bird.
It was flipping the bird.
Yep.
So anyway, guys, I hope that you liked this episode. I know we don't get super serious very often, and I feel like we were a little serious. So we're getting nutty in the next one because it's Alani and Katie doing stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited about what I'm doing.
We're making Valentines, and we're talking about cutting machines next week. So until then, go make some cool shit, yo.
Do it now.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Why are you copying me?
Good morning, Katie. This is your friend. I'm recording on the new Tascam. I'm trying to figure out what the buttons do, but every once in a while I take a break to poo.